Well, good morning, everyone. How are you all this morning?
Fine, thank you. Good morning.
Morning.
Aha. Yeah. Good morning, John.
Good morning. I'm doing great here. Thank you for having me on the show.
Okay, so we have two Johns on the show today, and what did we decide? I'm going to be John Victor, I guess, and John is going to be what?
I
Coach?
suggest that John is going to be the coach.
Okay. Is that okay with you, John,
Maybe.
if we call you Coach?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Good. Okay. So let's see. Well, welcome to the show, John and Marianella and Leonardo. Um, and let me see. Okay. Leo, this is your first time on the show, isn't it?
Well, I've been panelist in a previous one.
Oh, you were? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes, this is my second round.
This is your second round. Oh, I'm
Yes,
sorry about that. I didn't realize that. And of course, Marianella,
but it's
you've
like
been
the
on the
first
show.
one. Yeah, I'm nervous.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Marinelli, you've been on the show as a guest.
Yes.
And let me see. So welcome back. And let's see. Marinella, just briefly introduce yourself,
Okay. My
please.
name is Marianela Lobo. I am I am a political
Junkie.
Advisor.
advisor. Thank you.
Advisor.
Public
Uh-huh.
advisor for
Okay.
the local party in Santana that is called
Hmm.
Partido del Sol, and
Yes. Mhm.
I'm very happy to be here.
Yes, and of course, I'd like to mention we did a show about you in case anybody's interested in watching it, and you're involved in the political movement to fight for the Lorne Ross urban
Natural park.
park, private
Yeah.
urban park, or something like that, right?
Yeah.
What do you call it again? Sorry.
Parque Natural Urbano.
Oh, okay.
Urban Natural Park.
Yeah, Lauren Ross Urban
Urban.
Natural Park in the municipality of Santa Ana. Okay,
Yeah.
good. And Leo, please introduce yourself.
Okay, I'm Leonardo, very well known by Leo.
Hmm.
Used to be an industrial engineer, and now I'm pensioned. I used to work for different manufacturings here in Costa Rica for different transnational companies. But
Hmm.
here I am,
Here you
enjoying,
are.
yes, enjoying my pension, my retirement.
Ah, yes. Uh huh. Hmm. Okay. How long have you been retired for now?
It's about 2 years and a half, something like that.
Really? It's been that long?
Yes,
Oh, I thought it was like 6 months ago or something.
I,
Wow.
it's the same thing. I have the same feeling.
Really? Oh, okay. Time flies.
Yes,
Time flies, you know,
when you're having fun.
or when you're doing nothing. It
Okay.
depends on. Well, no. If you're doing nothing, then time goes really slowly.
Time
Yeah.
goes low. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Okay. So these two are really great to have on the show because they're both retired now, so they can pretty well join up any time. Of
Mhm.
course, unless Marianella is doing some political activity of some kind.
Yeah.
But okay, good. John, why don't you introduce yourself to the audience?
All right. So my name is John. I guess I should say right now I'm a triathlon coach,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been doing that for the last 8 years now.
Okay.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
and before that, I was an interpreter.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and before that, I was an English teacher.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, but then, I kind of say that sports came into my life and I took it up. So it changed
Mm-hmm.
to pretty much everything that I was doing, and my whole plan just to shift it.
Mm-hmm.
So I started to dedicate myself more to sports, and then
Mm-hmm.
I created a business out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I do now. Um, So yeah, that's who I am. That's what I do these days. And like Leo said, if you enjoy it, which I do,
Uh-huh.
it's like your every day is like a beautiful new day. Like, I feel like I've been
Wow.
doing this for like a day and I'm still enjoying it.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. I don't know if you felt that way when you were an English teacher, did you?
I liked it a lot. I've been an educator, if you
Okay.
will, for
Right.
like since I was 18 years of age, or even before that. When I was in
Mhm.
high school, I used to teach my classmates how to do, math and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So I've always liked to interact with people and, try to understand stuff together, I would
Mhm.
say.
Mhm.
But now I do it through sports.
Mhm. Mhm. I see. Okay. Yeah. I just want to say one thing here. I think that's a very unusual career path to go from English teacher to triathlon coach.
Yeah,
It,
don't see
is it
that many days.
is it possible for me to go in the same direction? For me to become a triathlon athlete and eventually a coach?
Well, if you have a body, if you have legs and arms, for sure you can.
That's all you need, eh?
Yeah. Well, it's never too late.
Really? Yeah,
You know,
I'm 61.
my philosophy in life is never too late. Just, if you
Okay.
really want to do it, jump in the water and stay consistent at it, and you'll get it for sure, one way or another.
Oh, I see. Okay. In triathlons, do you actually have like people over 60
Absolutely.
participating? There must not be a
Absolutely.
lot of them.
You would be surprised.
Really?
Because triathlon is a sports. It's a sport of the world. Um, so people from pretty much any country in the world would join in.
Really?
So that'll give you at least 500 people in your age group.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Wow.
So
Okay.
yeah, that could be a lot in one competition. And then
Uh-huh.
you have like every other weekend, there's like one or two competitions, races all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
So each one of them will bring, let's say, 100 of your age group.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So that's plenty of people.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
how did you start the triathlon? I mean, you were always in sports somehow, or just start running and then start swimming. I don't know how did you start?
I kind of want to say I was struck by it in a funny way. So when I was a little kid, I was very calm, but I always liked to be out and be in nature and playing with stuff. So I did soccer, I rode my bike, I played with friends every day of my youth, pretty much. I went to a school that's very big, and you stay pretty much the entire day, from 7:30 to 5.
Hmm.
So in the morning, you take like regular class, like social studies, science, math, all that. And then
Mm-hmm.
in the afternoon is more artistic.
Mm-hmm.
So you get a lot of freedom and you have to walk long distances, and that gives you a lot of chance to play, to interact with other people,
Mm-hmm.
younger and older.
Mm-hmm.
So I was very good at playing soccer, playing with marbles, and just anything. I was very active.
Mm-hmm. What kind of school was that?
And then it's an art school.
Uh-huh.
Um, so yeah, for some reason, my parents thought it was a good idea that I went into art, and but I never finished that. I learned
Oh,
to play the guitar and the trumpet. It's
okay.
funny because it's been a long time since I played any of those.
Right.
Um, but yeah, it was an interesting period of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Active, and then I went to um, a public school near my house. Near
Mm-hmm.
in Yeah, that was very different. It was just a very regular Costa Rican school. Um,
Okay.
um, and then right around that time, I was also playing just soccer pretty much. I wasn't doing
Mm-hmm.
anything else other than soccer, like indoor soccer.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then for some reason, I decided I wanted to get a bicycle. So I saved for my bicycle and I went to the store and I
Mm-hmm.
got a mountain bike. So where I
Mm-hmm.
live, you can get on a trail very easily, and I love that. I
Mm-hmm.
always like to be in nature, uh, just being on
Okay.
myself or sharing with other people in nature. It's some of the things that I really enjoyed in my life. Um, and then
Mm-hmm.
after that, so I was like playing soccer and then riding my bike. And then
Mm-hmm.
I went into college and I was accepted in a college that was nearby where I live.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to ride my bike back and forth because it was much easier than to take the bus. I didn't
Right.
drive a car at that time. I didn't own a car.
Mm-hmm.
So I was riding my bike every day back and forth. So one day I came out of the class and my bike was gone.
Hmm.
Oh,
Um,
Oh.
Someone stole it.
Oh no.
Um, so it was very depressing. It was like lightning struck me. It was really hard to deal with because I was a very active person. Like I used to ride my bike every day, even
Right.
before going to class early in the morning. I would wake up at 4. I'll be at 5. I'll be
Wow.
riding,
Wow.
and then come back home early, have breakfast, and then go to class.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, I didn't have the money right then to go into the store and get another bicycle.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I had like 2 weeks where it just felt like really bad. I was like, I
Right.
almost want to say that I was almost depressed.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, it was just that I had a lot of energy in me and I didn't have
Mm-hmm.
an outlet. I didn't have an activity or any other kind of outlet just to let it out. So I
Mm-hmm.
was going like, I was not myself
yeah.
at that time. But
Oh, really?
anyways, for some reason, it crossed my mind and I took up swimming. I
Mm-hmm.
went to classes and it was very challenging. It
Mm-hmm.
was very different from cycling. I thought I was going to be a very good swimmer because I had a background in cycling and kind of like endurance sports.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, just doing a couple of laps back and forth was going to
Mm-hmm.
be like super easy. But it was not.
Mm-hmm.
It was really hard. If any of you guys know how to swim or are starting to swim or learning how to swim, it's a
Mm-hmm.
real challenge.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, I kind of liked it. I I stayed there, and then of course I got a different bike. So I was doing the two disciplines at the time. I was riding
Okay.
my bike and then swimming. And then a friend of mine who was a swim instructor said he was going to open up a triathlon club. And at that time, I had no idea what triathlon was, especially in Costa Rica. Triathlon is not a big sport. I had no
Right.
idea what it was. So he briefly explained what it was, and I kind of
Mm-hmm.
liked it. I liked the challenge, what it sounded like.
Mm-hmm.
So I signed up for it and I started doing triathlons. That was almost 17 years ago when I
Mm-hmm.
was about 22 years of age, I think.
Okay.
So it turns out I was a good triathlete for some reason.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
All
I
that
got an
energy.
opportunity. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I wasn't that, I was a good biker, and I was a especially good runner, and I was an okay swimmer. I was just average swimmer, but overall, I was a good triathlete. Um, so after maybe a year or so, I get an opportunity to be sponsored by one of the bigger teams in Costa Rica. So I took the opportunity, and they offered training camps in the U.S., which were like a month or two long. So at that time, I was in college, and I was working too. So I was trying to juggle everything and try to make it work.
Right.
But if you're going on a training camp for 2 months, it's really hard to get by. It's really hard to get your allowances and your, let's say, your boss saying yes, go ahead, and you'll have your job back once you come back.
Oh yeah.
So I quit.
Mhm.
I quit both college and my job, my formal job.
Mhm.
And I went to the States, and I stayed there, doing training. Pretty much all we did was train all day long. Um, and I liked it, like I said earlier, I love being outdoors. And I was in Colorado. I don't know if you guys have been to Colorado, but it's just a beautiful state. There's so much nature and so many mountains,
Beautiful
so
mountains.
much to do. So when I came back, I was like, okay, what should I do? Should I, try to continue pursuing my master's, or should I, give it a serious thought about creating a business out of sports? Um, and I guess it was really easy. The thought of going back to an office, working, the regular hours, that thought just killed me. I was like, I'm not cut for this. Just
Having a
I'll
9 to 5.
the thought of it was so, I don't know, it was just I'm like, I'm just not, that's not me anymore. I was so used to being outdoors every day, just riding my bike and just being free. I guess I was a free spirit. But of course, you need to make money, right? You need to pay your bills and stuff.
Right.
So I started to think about how to create a business out of it. So that's when I decided I wanted to create become a coach and have my team and my business. So yeah, that's pretty much how it started, and how I created a business out of it, and that's what I do these days.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's go over to the English teaching that you used to do, because what were you studying when you were in university?
So when I got out of high school, I applied for I guess, all the state universities, and I was accepted at in the technological in Cartago, but it was so far from Heredia, and so I talked to my parents, and they're like, if you're going there, you'll have to take the bus back and forth every time you have class.
Well, you didn't think that you could cycle?
At that time, no. I should have thought about it, though.
Yeah, it would have been great training.
Yeah, it would have been great training for sure. But anyway, so I passed that one up, and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to Cartago just every day. Just a waste of time, I mean, like being on the bus every day for like 2 hours on one way and 2 hours on the other way. It's just, it wasn't, my kind of reasoning. So I ended up going to the Universidad Nacional here in Heredia, which is, much more convenient. So I was doing English teaching. That's what it's called. It's just English teaching. So I get a bachelor's degree in there. And then right after that, I went to UCR. I was accepted at a master's program in linguistics. But I never finished it. It was very focused on indigenous languages, and
Oh, okay.
I wasn't, my attention wasn't really into that. So
Uh-huh.
I quickly realized that was not what I wanted to do. So I switched to what is that called? Translation in
Okay.
Universidad Nacional, and
Okay.
I did like a year and a half in that. So pretty much I did all the courses. Maybe I was missing one or two before doing the what is that called? I forgot what it's called. My thesis.
Mhm.
Thesis.
Um,
Yeah. Mhm.
The
so I
final
never went
project.
into that. Hmm?
I mean,
Did you?
the final project. The
Yeah,
thesis.
yeah,
Right. Mhm.
yeah. So I never got into that. Never started it
Mhm.
because at around that time, that's when I started to be more focused on sports and traveling and
Mhm.
thinking about my business.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, that was kind of like a short passage. 4 years of college. I was doing sports. I was going to college, and I was also working. I think at that time I was doing interpreting for a nonprofit organization,
Mhm.
uh, just to pay for my bills.
Oh, okay. Uh-huh. So you got some kind of certification in teaching English, I think, right?
Yeah, I got a bachelor's degree. I guess you
Oh,
can
okay.
say that it's a certification. Yeah,
Okay. But you were working as a translator, is that right?
I was working as an interpreter, which
Interpreter.
is
Oh, okay.
verbal. It's a verbal kind of
Right,
a
right,
translation.
right. You
Um,
were like uh, helping two people who didn't speak the same language communicate with each other in a
right,
live situation.
right.
Yeah.
Pretty exciting.
Yeah, yeah. It's pretty challenging sometimes because you never know what direction the conversation is going to go in. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But to do that, you have to have a really high level of English. So I'd like to ask you, how did you get such a good level of English?
Um, I guess from everywhere. I always so I'm like my personality. I'm a very focused person.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, if I take whatever up and I want to focus on it, I'll
Mm-hmm.
give it my full attention and energy and try to make the best out of it and try to become really good.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so English was no exception. I wanted to develop a high level of English. I wanted
Mm-hmm.
to speak good American Standard English.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's kind of like the broad framework. It's like
Mm-hmm.
put your head down, do your work.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's how you really got it. But then all the details, you know, I um, I volunteered just to be around Americans all the time.
Okay.
I was in a couple of relationships with American girls, and that was really
That
helpful.
really helps. Yes. Uh-huh.
Absolutely.
Especially if they can't speak Spanish.
Absolutely. That's one of the, if I were to give an advice to someone who's learning a language, it'd be like, find someone who does not speak your language and, try to have a certain
Develop
kind
a
of close
relationship.
relationship.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh.
So that helped a lot. And then, of course, I went to the US for, I guess I can say an extended period of time.
Mm-hmm.
And especially if you're in Colorado, no one speaks Spanish. It's like rare. So it
Mm-hmm.
forced me
Mhm.
to use the English I had. And then, of course, if you're an interpreter, you must have a decent level of understanding in words,
Mm-hmm.
especially if you're doing all kinds of areas, from let's say electric bills and stuff like that every day to
Mm-hmm.
medical to finance. So you have to, every day you have to be a learner of the language, and that's what I became, I guess. It was really, my mind was really entertained. I was sitting there for 4 hours at a time, and sometimes it felt like I was sitting there for 20 minutes because time goes by so quickly when you're so focused and paying extra attention to every detail of the phone call you're in. Um, but yeah, I guess to your question is a little bit of practice every day from here, from there. I used English in my mind, I guess, most of the time. When I was a student, we didn't have all the apps and AI available.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to carry a dictionary with me at all times, and I was just curious. I wanted to learn every day a little bit more, and a little bit more. Not just the words, but like intonation and rhythm and sounds of the words.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's kind of how I got to it. And like I shared with you before I signed up for the show, I
Mm-hmm.
haven't used it in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly the people I interact with, they don't use English.
Mm-hmm.
Um, all of my clients do speak Spanish,
Mm-hmm.
so I guess I use it in my mind mostly these days.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. You mentioned to me when I was talking to you about joining the show that you don't actually use English these days.
yeah, unfortunately, not as much as I would like.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And so the first time I called you up to talk to you, I thought, well, his English is going to be rusty, but you haven't lost your English at all. You may not be speaking it to people. Maybe you haven't been speaking it to people in the last few years, but your English is still really, really fresh. And I guess I want to ask you, do you still think in English sometimes?
I do. I do. Sometimes I dream in English too. Like
Really?
a couple of nights ago, I had a dream and I was talking to some of my friends who I usually speak to in Spanish.
Oh yeah.
And in that particular dream, I was speaking to them in English. And when I woke up the
Really?
next morning, I'm like, oh, that was odd.
What did they reply to you in English in the dream?
Yeah, everything was English.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Um, so yeah, I guess I used to think more in English because of the job I had back then, but still
Right.
use it in my brain a lot just to, all the processes and my ideas. I take
Hmm.
notes in English. I read a lot of English in English,
Oh,
and I listen
you
to.
even today you read English, do you?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you do.
Um,
Okay.
well, English is what is it called? I forgot the name. Just it's the common language. If you
Uh-huh.
want to be on top of whatever it is you're doing, politics, engineer,
Hmm.
sports, if you want to read a publication, it'll
Hmm.
come out in English. If you want
Right,
to
right.
read it in Spanish, then you'll have to wait till it gets translated to your language.
Yes, yes, exactly.
So in a way, English it's going to be number one language for everybody in the world.
Right,
Um,
right.
and of course, I never wanted to give it up because I put so much energy and attention and money and just a lot of
Uh-huh.
effort to developing English. I
Hmm.
don't want it to die out.
Hmm.
Um, but of course, if you don't use it, eventually you lose it.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Uh-huh. And so that's what really, I always say that, every English teacher knows that expression, use it or lose it, right? But although you haven't been speaking English in the last few years, I guess you're still using it because you read it. Do you listen to English?
Oh yeah, absolutely every day.
Ah, there you go. Okay, so that's how it's still being used by you. I always look at it in terms of input and output. you still have input in English. Now, maybe you don't have output. The two forms of output are speaking and writing, and maybe you're not doing those. But you're. And the other thing with you is you got to a level where you were an interpreter. That is a really, really high level of English. You're bilingual at that point, right? And I think what is really interesting for me is I think once you got to that level, it became something that is like permanent in your mind.
Yeah, I wish it was. I wish it was permanent.
Well, what something I think it's at the point where it's not something you're going to lose.
Right. Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Right now, in this show, you couldn't remember the word thesis, right?
Right.
Right. Okay. But then it came to you. So you're gonna lose a little bit, right? Uh-huh. But the basic structures are right there in your mind, and your mind knows how to think in English. And yeah, you're gonna lose some very specific information, like especially words, vocabulary for things that you don't think about, maybe very much.
Right.
But no, I think it's there. And just let me ask you a question. When was the last time that you spoke English? Do you remember?
Well, now that I was in Spain, and it was an international event,
Oh,
a
really?
lot of the people that I talked to did not speak Spanish, even though, the place, the
Okay.
venue was in Spain.
Right.
So that gave me a little bit of a chance to speak English.
Oh,
Not much, not like I'm doing it now, like, having a full-blown conversation, but like
right.
small talk.
Mm-hmm.
And that was nice.
Mm-hmm.
And before that, so I went to Spain last week, but before that, I guess it was with you.
Yeah, it was the conversation when I called you up. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Right.
But I
Very,
remember in that call, you said to me that you hadn't spoken English in several years.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. I need to find new ways to use it more.
Right. Right. Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, but it's interesting. You're one of the first people. I think you've reached such a high level that it's really hard for you to lose it. When I called you on the phone, that was the first time you'd spoken English in several years, and I didn't notice any problems with your English at all. That wasn't what I was expecting. But yeah, you were completely fluent in it. So, yeah. Okay. Well, let me see. Marianella and Leo, do you have any questions you'd like to ask John at this point?
I have one. Well, let's start by asking Coach if how you manage your time currently. I mean, you are a coach, but also you like to be active athlete in triathlon, right? So
Mhm.
how you manage your time training for yourself and doing the classes for your students in triathlon?
Mhm. So my business model includes, so it's how can I put it? It's very easy if you follow this business model, because if you want to teach someone how to do something, one of the better ways to do it is you model it. You present it yourself in a
Yeah.
way that is easy to follow. You whatever it is. If you want to teach someone how to drive a car, how to drive a stick,
Mhm.
and you show them how you do it, and then you ask them to do it, it'll be much easier than just to present information in a written, or like you saying it to them.
Mhm.
So sports is no exception. If you're running with a person, you can explain in a much better way how to do things, how to move your body, where the movement has to come from, what are the muscles involved. So that's kind of like my business model. So specifically, what I do is when I coach them, I'm usually also running or riding my bike or swimming with them.
Yeah.
And of course, it's really different because, like in English, I wanted to develop a high level, and I also did that in sports. I wanted to reach a high level of performance, endurance. So when you teach someone English or sports or how to run, and they're new into the sport, their level is usually lower. That means you have to lower yourself a little bit,
Yeah.
so you can walk with them. You can teach
Right.
them.
Exactly. Uh-huh.
So it's a give and take. You have to sometimes you have to just go really easy, and then if you want to train hard at your level, and then I'm usually pretty much on my own. Like today, before the show, I went on a short bike ride because I wanted to train, but it was only 2 hours. To me, that's very a short ride. So I wanted to I wanted to, hammer it down a little bit. And I think none of my athletes would have been able to follow my pace.
Mm-hmm.
But I was on my own, so it wasn't a problem.
Okay.
So time management is really interesting topic to me for sure, because I'm always doing a lot of things.
Yeah.
Trying to, whatever it is, every day you have to do something, from gardening to cleaning the house to attending to your athletes, to developing your English, to developing your endurance. There's always so much to do. So the strategy you have for managing your time is essential to all other things you do in your life. If you're not a good time manager, then everything else is not going to be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. One
Thank you.
one extra question. I was talking to our youngest daughter earlier and told her that today we are going to have an interview with a, triathlon coach. And she asked me to ask you if you ever have in a special event while you were swimming in open waters with a kind of fish like a shark or a flying fish or something
Oh,
extraordinary that happened that scared you specifically.
Absolutely. I have had a couple of experiences which ended up being really nice, but at the time, the first impression was really shocking and scary, like frightening. Like, so there's one time I was in Hawaii in open water swimming. And so when you're swimming, you're not really paying attention to your surroundings, right? Because you have to use your eyes to know where you're going. And if you're in the ocean, the first rule is you have to swim in a streamline. You have to swim straight, because you don't want to be swerving to the left and then to the right,
right.
Yes.
because that'll add up to the distance, right?
Exactly.
So you're focused on following a straight line. So you're not really paying attention to what's around you, right? So, anyways, I finished my stroke, my arm stroke. I was like, doing the swimming movement. So when I did this and my arm was about to reach to the front, I felt something right here on my forearm, and it felt like hard, almost like a rock hard. So I looked up, and it was a shell. It was a big turtle, like the size of like a medium sized dining table.
Wow.
I was like, when I was very scared when I felt it, because it was really hard and I didn't know what it was. But once I stopped and I looked at it, I was like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. And it was a big turtle. Of course, I'm not afraid of turtles in the ocean. So I looked at it, I swam with it for a little bit. And then I just let her go. And then another time, I was in Cozumel.
Just a second. Was it a leatherback turtle like we have here in Costa Rica, the really big ones?
Yeah, it was a really big one. It was a turtle, not a tortoise. So
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. You're supposed to, not get too close to their beaks
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they
They
could be
bite.
dangerous.
They can bite you. Yeah.
Yeah, really hard.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
But yeah, luckily enough, nothing happened to me or the turtle.
Oh, okay, okay.
Good.
Yeah.
So, and then this other time I was in Cozumel, there's another Ironman, another race in Cozumel, which is an island in the Caribbean in Mexico.
Wait, just a second.
Um,
I have a question right here because there are two terms, Ironman and triathlon, and I don't know what the difference is between them, or are they the same?
so one is part of the other. I guess one of them is broader. Triathlon is just a term like soccer. Um,
Uh-huh.
so triathlon is just swimming, biking, and running.
Right.
And then Ironman is a brand name, but it's also a distance that is associated with a specific distance, which is a long distance triathlon. The kind of the kind of that takes over 10 hours to complete. That's
10 hours.
usually, if you're a good athlete, like if you're just under 10 hours and you're in an Ironman, then you're considered a very good athlete. If you are a regular athlete, you'll aim for like 12 to 14 hours to complete the race.
Oh my God. And
And if
you don't eat during that
oh,
time?
of course you eat. If you don't eat, you'll never finish it.
Well, yeah, I
So
was gonna say.
yeah, you have to eat a lot. You have to eat like 5,000 calories in a race just to,
Okay. Okay.
not lose your stamina and your energy.
Right. So
But yeah, that
basically, triathlon sounds like it's generally a shorter event. That
um,
Ironman is much longer.
It's a
right,
variation.
yeah.
Okay.
Think of it like, a 5K run, which is a short race,
Okay.
compared to a marathon, which is
Oh,
42.2
okay. Okay.
kilometers.
Uh-huh. I see.
So yeah, that's kind of like that. But
In the
yeah,
same line of John question, Coach, we read yesterday. We were reading about your career, and we learned that you got the second place in a 70.3 Ironman. What exactly the 70.3 means?
Yeah.
sure. It's a good question. So 70.3 is half Ironman, meaning it's half the distance of a full Ironman.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's called 70.3 because it's 70.3 miles.
Oh, it's in miles.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah, that comes from, of course, the US, messing everything up again with their imperial system.
right.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yes.
So yeah, 70.3, that's what it stands for. And it's a 2 kilometer swim, 90 kilometer bike ride, and then a 21 kilometer run.
All right.
Okay.
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 I
What
see.
happened in Cozumel?
So yeah, I was in Cozumel, and same thing. I was doing open water swim, and so Cozumel is almost a fantasy place to swim in because everything's so clear. Everything's so. It's
Yeah.
almost like you're in a movie. Like you dive and then there's a whole world opening up to you.
Hmm.
You see a lot of fish. You see just anything. It's very clear.
Hmm.
But once again, if you're doing open water swim, you want to, keep your focus and try to be as streamlined as possible. So I was trying to do that.
Hmm.
And then kind of like right at the corner of my eye, I looked and I saw a body, something dark that it was moving really fast. So I kind of just turn my head a little bit more, and I saw a fin, and I swear it looked like a shark's fin. I'm like, this is it. So I stopped, and I was really frightened. Um, and it was a big fish that I saw at first, like, like 2 meters maybe, or a little bit more. And it was dark, like gray, so kind of like the color you usually associate with a shark.
Yeah.
So I stopped, and I try not to panic, but luckily enough for me, it was a school of dolphins. They're just like swimming, diving up and down. That was a big show. That was a really good show for me because it was in the, right in the ocean. And dolphins are no harm for humans. So, but yeah, that was very scary at the first impression, because you don't know, you
Yeah,
can always
yeah.
get a shark.
Right,
That's
right.
correct.
Yeah. I mean, the fin is a fin. And
Exactly.
you first see it, you don't know what it is, right? But you think of a shark, right? But
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, those are the two times. I guess there's a third one. I was swimming in what is that called? The Gulf. What is that called? In Golfo Dulce. Um, I was doing a 14-kilometer swim race,
This is
which
in
is
Costa
a
Rica, right?
Costa
Yes.
Rica. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's a long race, swimming race only, and I saw a snake in the water.
A sea snake?
Yeah,
One of those yellow ones?
that one was black.
Black. Okay.
I don't know what it was or what it was called, but I'm a little bit afraid of snakes, I guess.
Sure.
But that one went by me like really fast and never came back to me or saw it again. But other than those three instances, nothing really happened or like bad happened to me.
Right, right.
14 kilometers in Golfo Dulce is like going through Puerto Jimenez through Golfito, or
Yeah,
that was
exactly.
you were crossing the Golfo Dulce.
I did that. Yeah.
What?
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you feel about swimming in really deep water?
I'm not afraid of it, to be honest. I don't. The fact that you can't touch or see the bottom of the ocean or hang on or hold on to anything, I'm not afraid of that. It doesn't produce to me any emotions. Just as going into a swimming pool, to me, it's the same, to be honest. I know some of my friends who are very good swimmers in the pool are afraid of going into the ocean because they
Really?
can't. And, when you try to get an explanation, they're like, you can't see anything. You can't see the bottom of the ocean, or you can't hold on to anything. But to me, I did for like 4 years, I surfed. So I went to Jaco and Hermosa to surf. So I guess that kind of gave me confidence. Just being in the water and interacting with the waves and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let me see. I just want to say something here. I don't know how many people we have listening to the show right now, but if you are watching the show and you want to ask a question to John, feel free to go ahead and rate a question in the chat, and I can keep an eye on it here, and I can relay those questions on to John. So, keep that in mind if you're watching the show right now. And also, a little bit of advertising right now. Yes, I am an online English teacher, and I teach individual classes online. And I'm a teacher who works with adults. I don't teach children, but I teach adults who need English either for school or for work. Most of my students students are working professionals who need to use English on the job. So I like to say that what I develop in my students is professional fluency, especially in terms of being able to follow conversation and to speak English. And that's what I specialize in. And so, yeah, if you're interested in classes with me, you can reach out to me on YouTube here or on WhatsApp. And I'd be very interested in teaching you. Okay. Let me see. Marianella, we haven't heard from you for a while. Do you have any questions?
Well, yes, now that you're a coach, I mean, well, first of all, how many students or people are you coaching? And most of them, what are their ages? I mean,
Mhm.
do you coach everybody, or just you focus on sports training or professional training? I
Mhm.
just
Sure. So the number of athletes is, I checked yesterday by chance, and it was 100. I have 100 athletes under my command.
Wow.
Um, yeah, it's quite a big number now that when you put it in a paper and you think of 100, it's not a number. It's 100 people you have to supervise, interact with, and make sure they don't get injured and they got the right type of training. So yeah, that's the number 100. Um, and I'm sorry, what was the other question? The second part of the question?
the ages. How I mean,
Ages.
yeah.
They're ranging from 18 to almost 60.
Really? Oh.
Yeah.
60.
Yeah, 18 to
Very young
60, that's
people,
the range.
young
Say that
guys.
again.
And the oldest one had made a triathlon, or they're just training?
Oh, everyone. So my focus is we train to race, we train to compete. So most of them sign up for races and they want to improve their times and they want to do better than they did, let's say, last year.
Hmm.
So that's kind of like the main focus of it. Very few athletes, maybe one or two, they don't compete. They just want to be healthy and have a training plan to follow and someone to check in with. But most of them, they like to race. They like to travel, go abroad, and do races.
Hmm.
So yeah, so one of them is Javi. I can think of right now, and he is 54. And he is a great athlete. He does triathlons. He competes regularly. Um, so yeah, it ranges 18 to 60. Some of them do short distances. Some of them do only run. Some others, do a combination of, let's say, swimming and running, or riding a bike and running. But I guess the majority of them are triathletes.
Hmm.
Well, when you say that they're triathletes, does that mean that they're professional or amateur?
No, all of them are amateurs in the sense that they're not doing it professionally. So they're like, it's kind of like a hobby, something they do for, they're not getting paid to doing triathlons, or they don't do it full time either. So,
Right. How many of them get to participate internationally?
90%, I guess, 90,
90%?
95%.
Oh, okay. So then there's a kind of the thing about it. If you practice the training for triathlons with you, then you're probably going to have you have to have a full-time job to support yourself, right? But when you go on vacation, you get to run in triathlon, and you also get to visit the country that you're going to as well. It's kind of like you can add on a vacation there to the run as well, right?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That's how it works.
Uh-huh.
So it's a it's a sporting vacation. Uh, Bring your suit, your goggles, and your running gear because you're going to go on vacation, eat a lot, but also train a lot.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
how many hours do they have to train to be? I mean, to be prepared for this kind of competitions? Because I don't know if you work full time and
Yeah.
and do it. I mean, where?
Hmm.
How do you sleep? How do you rest?
Right.
That's
You know,
important too.
You need 30
absolutely.
hours.
That's why. Say that again, Leo.
Sorry, you need 30-hour day.
What you need is a good time management
Yeah.
program
Yeah.
because if you don't manage your time well, it's going to get to you and you won't be able to fit everything in your schedule. But most of them are like, they have a family, they have a full-time job,
Yeah.
and they do long distance triathlon. So that takes a lot of
Mhm.
time. Usually, let's say 12 to 14 hours of training
Mhm.
a week,
Mhm.
Mhm.
mostly done before everything starts. So,
Yeah.
like if you have to ride your bike, let's say on a Tuesday morning, you would usually do it, 4 to 5:30 in the morning, and then
Yeah.
5:30, the hustle and bustle in the house starts, and then you have to go prepare your kids and then take them to school and all
Yeah.
that,
Mhm.
and then you go to work,
Yeah. But
and
then
sometimes
a person has to get a adequate amount of rest at night too, so they can't be staying up really late and just like getting what 6 hours of sleep or something like that. I'm sure
Mhm.
you have to have at least 8 or something like that, right?
right, yeah, it's a big part, resting for sure. So you have to. It's not a normal regular life. It's not like it comes Friday evening and you're thinking about going out tonight and having
Yeah.
some drinks, and that's not the kind of life for a long distance triathlete.
Mhm.
Really
Yeah,
hard to fit
you
in.
don't get to do that.
Very rarely.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Um, Let me see. Uh, so I did have a question in mind a few minutes ago. I don't remember what it is now. But
We have a
let's see.
question.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember a long time ago. I participated in an open water training, and some of the guys use a protection for the skin like Vaseline. Is right? Is the good one? What is the reason why use that to use that?
Yeah. So you don't want to get stung by jellyfish,
Oh,
or sometimes like little pieces of jellyfish, and they can sting you. So you want to add a little bit, a layer of protection to your skin. So one of the products we use is Vaseline for sure, and it'll also hydrate your skin. Um, but if you're allergic to any of these stings, then you might want to consider a medication specifically to protect you.
Mhm.
all right.
But yeah, Vaseline is very common. You want to use it and apply it all over your body before a long race. Your neck, your armpits, like any crevice in your body, you want to use it.
Do you practice yourself with using a wetsuit or that kind of layer protection of extra protection?
Yeah, for sure. Like in Spain, a couple of, last week, the water temperature was 17 degrees Celsius. That's very cold water, at
Yeah.
least for us Costa Ricans. It's very cold. So you must have a wetsuit. Not only does it give you protection against, stings or
Okay.
stuff like that, but also for the temperature. You don't want to, get too cold.
Right.
So a wetsuit is a great tool for that.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about the plan that we had to show some things from your Instagram account. But it's up around 10 o'clock right now, and so we don't really have a lot more time. But is there something that you'd like me to show here from your Instagram account?
Why don't you go ahead and click on the first one? That's a short video. That's
This one right here?
crossing. Yeah, that one. Crossing the line on the world championship. That's a 70.3 world championship. That was the race I was last week in Spain.
Oh, last week in Spain. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll play this.
Yeah. So you can see the chute. That's the finish line right there.
Mm-hmm.
You can see a bunch of people just cheering for you.
That's you in the orange, right?
Yeah, that's me in the orange and the black cap.
Okay. Yeah. I see. Okay, good. And let's go back here. Is there any other that you want me to show?
I don't remember what's on my feed, to be honest. You can scroll down for a little bit if you'd like.
We're in Colombia.
Yeah, it's very repetitive, I guess. Just pictures of me running, sometimes alone, sometimes with other people. But that's what I showcase. That's what we do. Train, run, visit places.
Vita Fit, is that the name of your team?
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Oh, okay.
And your students compete with you? I mean, in the same triathlons?
Sometimes they do. Yeah, sometimes they do.
Yeah. Did anybody go with you to Spain?
I have a small group of athletes from Puerto Rico, and two of them joined.
From Puerto
they
Rico?
also qualified. Yeah, Puerto Rico.
Oh, okay. You sometimes work with them, do you?
Yeah. So I coach them online, I guess.
Oh, so you have some athletes that you trainees that are not in Costa Rica. Is that right?
Yeah. So a small group from Puerto Rico. And then others in the US and some in Spain.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the beauty of internet and online stuff.
So you have some US based ones. Are they English speakers or Spanish speakers?
They're Costa Rican.
Oh, they're Costa Rican. What? But
so their main their primary language.
Right. But you could easily train people who speak English, and there's a much bigger market there for you.
Absolutely. So that's one of the projects for this year for my team. I want to introduce myself in the US market for sure.
Yeah, because there's nothing stopping you from doing that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Yeah. Is there anything else you want me to play here? Or
not really. I don't think if there's any I don't know if there's any videos or reels you'd like to.
Well, you tell me. You can see what I'm scrolling through here, right?
Yeah, I can see it.
Like your historic, your I think it was your personal best once many years ago when you were in a triathlon. I think it was in Spain, and you finished second in your age category.
Yeah, that was in Australia.
Oh, sorry, that was in Australia. Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
don't know if
that
you have
was
any videos from that. That's like your personal best, isn't it?
yeah, that's my personal best for sure. That's
Mm-hmm.
I came in second place in my age group in a world championship.
Mm-hmm.
So that was quite an achievement for myself and I guess for Costa Rica too. But that was
Mm-hmm.
2017. So
2017. Okay.
I'm not sure if I was using Instagram at that time, to be honest.
Oh, I see. I see. Uh-huh. Yeah.
And where
Uh,
do you train? Do you train in Heredia? Or
Yeah, mostly in Heredia. Yeah,
mhm. I see.
yeah, I love it here.
Mhm.
It's just hills everywhere.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are these look, some of these look like they are talks, um, maybe training lessons. Is that what these are?
Which ones?
Like evita lesiones al entrenar, also to here cómo escoger una bebida recuperante,
Oh
mejor
yes,
rendimiento en bicicleta. Are those like lessons?
yes. I think I paired up with a. I don't know who that was. So we were doing short videos, like informative, short, basic videos.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was for a travel agency.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I see. I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me see. Yeah, we're past 10 o'clock right now. And so we usually try to make the shows about an hour long. But yeah, I found this really interesting, John. And yeah, we wish you luck in expanding your business to include English speaking athletes. Uh, uh, I think you would do very well with that. But that probably means you have to do some publicity in English, right?
Absolutely.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, let's see. Marianella and Leo, do you have anything more to say here?
Um, well, no, I wish you well. I hope you won more triathlons, and I think that's very impressive.
Mhm.
Thank
Yep.
To,
you.
to thank you to share with us your experience and your knowledge. And as Marianela said, wish you more success in the future in your competitions and your business, your personal business.
Thank you. I appreciate the good wishes. I also wish you well.
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay. I just like to end by saying that I teach English to people because I tell them that it opens up the world to them. And yeah, if you would probably only be doing triathlons in Costa Rica or in Spanish speaking countries if you didn't know English as well. And yeah, if you are really good at something, you can, in some cases, travel to different parts of the world and do that activity in other countries. So, yeah, thank you very much, John. Really interesting talking to you today.
Yeah.
And yeah, we wish you the best of luck in the future. Okay.
Thank you for having me, John.
Yep.
Bye.